Egypt's government has raised the minimum wage for private sector workers in a move aimed at easing the burden on citizens struggling to cope with the surge in inflation. Egypt's currency has gone through 3 sharp devaluations, which have cut its value against the dollar in half, while pushing up the price of goods and services. Yasser Hakim has the details.
Emir Abdelal, a teacher and father of 2, is spending time after a long day's work. Like many other workers in the country, he has welcomed the new minimum monthly wage of $97, which takes effect this month.
It's a very good decision. They're trying to help us with our income. Sadly, it's not enough to cover all expenses. There's a gap between income and expenses. So, of course, I'm forced to have 2 jobs to bridge that gap.
Inflation has soared to 32%, and the local currency lost half its value as the economy reels from the fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic, followed by the escalating conflict in Ukraine, prompting the government to take action.
The minimum wage for the private sector has come over a year after it was adopted for public employees, and that's because the business owners have called for a delay.
However, Egypt's labor unions have been pushing for the decree to be implemented. Some even filed lawsuits against the government until the minimum wage finally went through.
The
main problem was that private enterprises, using their elite lawyers, always looked for excuses to not adopt the new minimum wage. But recent inflation and price hikes in all products and services have affected everyone, including public and private workers alike. It was fair to raise salaries for both.
According to Egypt's State Statistics Agency, there were 5 million public employees in 2021, representing about 30% of the total workforce, while the majority, 14 million, are employed in the private sector. The cost of paying their wages exceeds $15 billion from the state budget.
The government's main revenue is from taxes. The non-tax revenue is only a third of the budget, which is mainly from Suez Canal profits, economic enterprises outputs, and petroleum and gas exports. The government is working hard on increasing all sources of revenue to pay the higher wages.
In the meantime, more funds for social welfare programs and financial aid are also being rolled out for the unemployed and poor families across the country. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo, Egypt.